start out by hitting a few lefty swings just for the warm-up. I hit the lefty swings to get a stretch the other way in my body. That's this stretch here. Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. Not bad. I can feel my right hip also really stretching in the follow through. I'm just getting some overall balance into the golf swing as I've hit so many swings to the right. I try to do my daily 50 lefty swings. Today I won't have time for 50 lefty swings. Trying to get a quick 9-holer in before lunch. Normally I would get my deWiz data on all of these swings, but right now I got the unit set for my righty swings. Alright. So I always start out with some wedges on the right here. Turning that down a little bit. And the deWiz data I'm always looking at is length of backswing transition and tempo. This is my 54. Go to my pitching wedge. Normally I hit about 25 balls for warm-up. That's usually enough. That's just a normal warm-up. If I would play a tournament, I would hit some extra shots for what kind of shots I'm going to do out there. Let's say it would be a hole where I need to play a cut. I practice that cut. A draw, I would practice that draw or hook. Some low balls. Today we're going to play mostly standard shots throughout the round. So now I forgot to change clubs. So I'll just go back, pitching wedge, pitching wedge, pitching wedge. That's it. I'll go to my 8 now. Try to leave the better balls for the longer clubs, as they are more demanding ball flight wise. Right. So what I'm really looking for here is not to get my backswing too long. That is my killer. We all have our own killers. Too long backswing is mine. That's a 121 centimeter 8-iron, which is fine. I'm also thinking about grip pressure. That's a killer for me. I was taught to grip the club like a bird. That's really hurt my game. It hurts my game because too loose grip pressure, arms go, and the body gets too fast, the club gets behind me, and I start to roll the club to the release, which is terrible. Face control. I don't want to do that, so grip pressure is important. Okay, 6 iron. Iron. The range, I always try to hit the ball a little thin, just picking it off the grass, just to stay connected through the swing. That's a perfect shot. Marking that as a favorite by one click on the deWiz. I got that for later. It's actually another one. One click. Added to favorites. 4 iron. What I carry in my bag is pitched to 3 iron, and now I threw in a 3 wood, so I'm actually taking out my 5 iron. So I'll be carrying 3 woods, 5-3 in driver, and I'm leaving out the 5 iron. This is the 4 iron. Length of backswing is where I want it. Transition -3. I want it higher. I'd rather have the transition at 0. Hi. That's better. Transition -2, so we're improving. So the way I do to not get the moving into my right side and pushing back, that it prevents me from falling down too much. Now again, this is the elite player's problem. This is not the club golfer's problem. The club golfer's problem is the opposite. Let's see if I do an extra push here and what happens to the transition number. That's not bad. Still -2. Just practice one a little bit more powerful 4 iron. That was something I might use. So how I do that is I push off really quickly and pull the club away. Ta-da! That's a lot more power. We can just take a look at the club hand speed there. So that was 20.8 compared to 19.9 before. So that's just getting me those extra yardages that I would be looking for. I'll do a few 5 woods. For some reason I feel that I kind of get into the groove often through my 5 wood. I've been hitting it well today though. It's a little long length of backswing, 135. I'd rather have it at 133, as I was not trying to hit the big one. .132, that's better. And again, these are centimeters. I can't do inches in my head. I need the calculator for that. 135 again. Goes my 3-wood. The 3-wood's been a great addition for me because, of course, the 5-wood, I can take it to 220, force it to about 225 carry in the summer. But I mean, that's not going to be enough to reach in par 5s. Especially this one is rolling more. Good miss though. 3-wood. So I got my steel spikes on because where I always slip is the right heel. The right foot goes that way in acceleration, especially when it's a bit muddy, so I need that fall grip. I got a 135. Transition is at 0. We like that. I don't want to fall down too much. The elite player's problem. A club golfer should fall down more, needs to fall down more. That's a bullet. That's perfect. Another star mark added to favorites. So playing fall golf, courses are long. There's no roll. The air is damp and cold, so it's a different game. That's not bad. Not really favorite, but not far from. Right, let's go driver. We're off the mat, so tees are too long. I like to get that moisture away from the ball because, especially with the driver, I'm playing a very low loft, so it's going to dive on me because there's going to be no spin because of that moisture, so I'm wiping the ball off. Okay, standard drive, I'm expecting a 135, 36 length of backswing. That was 142. So either I'm more flexible today or my arms are going. I need to keep that under control. Of course, you need to find the tees. One more standard drive. I would really focus on grip pressure, not to let those arms go and get the club dipping. Fell down under it. I mean, those drives are straight, but I don't like the swings. I can feel my tempo is a little fast. Start to impact 0.95. Not super fast. I'll do one slower. See if I can get the club more down in front of me. I don't want the club back here. I want the club more here. Well, that's a high tee. Okay. etc. 145. It's usually what I do with the shots that I try to hit a bit farther, and my transition is -4. That's always dicey. My dentist doesn't like that, but teeth are quite soft. Alright, I'll do one little bit more powerful drive. I'll focus again on snatching the club away nice and wide, a little faster on the way back, the way long drivers do. Wow, that's the star mark. And only 143. That's interesting. Thought it would be longer. Max hand speed was at 21.2, so 21 is pretty much standard drive. Going up to 22, that's my level 3, the bomb. So that's the warm-up. Let's go out to the course. See you there. The course I'm playing today is the red 9 holes at Karlstad, which is my second home course. Of course, I'm coaching out of the beautiful links at Ljunghusen in the very south of Sweden. But I live here part-time, about half of the time, so a great, very different course. Great course to be a member at. Good quality. And I love to play at this time of the year when I'm basically alone on the golf course. So this is the back tee. Putting green clubhouse. Back tee is right on the putting green. So I'm going to place you guys on the putting green for the first drive. Pretty cool. Bastard long par 5. Bastard long par 5. I mean, it's what is it? 565 meters. What's that? 620 yards. So there's no way I'm reaching it, especially not in the fall. Put my deWiz into on-course practice mode so I can see all my data while I'm playing. Love that addition. Just put a description. Karlstad red. So I know which one it is. We get the data, of course, logged. Start recording. We're good there. Now I'm playing the Pro V. Definitely playing the Titleist, but still not sure if I'm playing the Pro V or if I should play the X. I love the feel of the X more, but everyone keeps telling me that the Pro V is for my swing speed. I don't really feel a big difference more than I like the firmness of the X, which of course you shouldn't when you're an elite player. You should have soft balls, but I think there's more feel to a hard ball, firm ball, because the difference between good and bad is more evident. Oh, all right. So again, long par 5. What I got to do here is play standard drive, standard 3-wood, and go for the wedge and try to get, or if I can get to wedge distance, approach shot and try to make birdie from there. So standard drive. Swing thought's going to be the same as in the driving range. Firm grip pressure. I got my little birch tree in the distance where I'm aiming. It's misty, so it's hard to see. Firm grip. Okay, I missed that left. Felt myself going a bit fast in transition now. That's a pretty crappy drive, actually. Don't think I'm going to lose a lot on that, but I can get a bad lie, which means I can't stretch the second shot out that far. So we'll see. Interesting with this hole that the fairway is tricky because you can't see the fairway, but I'm not putting any blame to that. That was a bad swing, and I know where the fairway is, so I'll have a look at that. The Wiz data Let's see what my transition was, because I'm suspecting it to be a little bit too low. I'm marking that as a yellow left, not a red left, because it wasn't that bad. So let's see. Yeah, transition is -3. I don't want that. Club speed was 21. No, hand speed 21, club speed 108. So a very standard drive for me. We're approaching this little hill. If I could have taken my driver over this, we're in way better shape. And there I am. Not bad. It's not a bad lie. We're looking at this. And because the lie is slightly downhill, I'm going to use my 5-wood, because the 5-wood, I'll show you guys, there's a little bit of a slope, or a pretty good slope right here. It's going to have to force me to take the ball, hit the ball more steeply. And doing that with a 3, this is going to deal off the shot. So a 3 would be 15 degrees, it's going to be hit at, I don't know, 10 or 11. It's going to be too low. I need that ball flight, so I'm using my 5-wood, and it's going to actually play more like a 3-wood because of the lie. And again, I need to approach this kind of steeply to not duff it and catch this stuff behind it. So I'm going to lean with the slope, always lean with the slope. And whenever you're in sloping lies like this, don't try to hit it too hard. Don't try to hit it too hard, because you're going to lose control. I'm in pretty good shape, but I'm definitely going to lose a few yards. So what I want to do here is just make pretty much of an arm swing, not engaging my lower body too much, and just accepting that I'm probably not going to get more than 200 meters out of this, 220 yards. And again, it's wet. I need to keep it out of that left-hand stuff. I'm going to try to play a little bit to the right. Okay, leaning with the hole, swinging with the arms. A pretty good miss off the heel, but it's in the fairway. Now, in the fall, fairways are wet. We got a bit of rain today, so, but otherwise there would be dew, so there's some stopping power to the roll. So all in all, I made a pretty big mess of this hole. By missing the fairway, I missed the fairway by, I don't know, a few meters. But I made a mess out of it, because fairway is preferred lies. Fairway is so I would get preferred lie with a 3-wood instead of this roughy downhill lie with my 5-wood. So I'm probably lost about, all in all, 40 meters, maybe 50. So, but the birdie is still out there. And so what I'm really trying to do now is to hit a good approach and give myself a look at birdie. And if I don't make that, I'll have a tap in par. Well, that's the plan anyhow. So well, I'm way back. I will have about 150 meters. So yeah, I turned this hole from a wedge approach to a probably 7-iron approach. We'll see. Coming up on the ball, I can see I made more of a mess than I thought. But this is golf, TIG. So you probably can see that my ball's above my feet. Just adjust the camera here. Ball above my feet, you know what that means? It means it's gonna draw. I need to compensate for that. Get my Bushnell out. Pin is pretty much center. I got 161 meters. That's about almost 180 yards. So normally I would play a 7 from here, but considering the fall, again, the fall, your ball is going to go shorter. So, and I need to choke down on the club because the ball is above my feet. So I'm playing a 6. I'm going to play just right of the pin and let it draw. And if I miss it slightly left of the pin, I'm good. If it doesn't draw as much, I'm on the pin. Just hitting the green from here is not bad. Again, I focus on grip pressure. Duffed it a little bit. I'm just short of the green, so I'm making a big mess of this par 5. Like many of you out there, I also get the urge when I miss a shot like that to hit another one, because I know what to do. I know how to compensate to hit a nice shot up on the plateau. And the reason we feel like that after a bad shot is you want to take away what's inside. This is pain. This is the pain of golf. Because now I have to walk 150 meters with that pain inside me. The pain of a bad shot. So the drive was semi-crappy. So was the 5 wood. But that was a tougher lie. Now this shot was a little duffed, so, and also it wasn't that bad, but wet fairways, the pain is there. So what I'm trying to say is, don't hit that second shot. Don't throw down in the new ball. Instead, take the chance to learn how to handle that pain. Most throw down a new ball, hit the good shot, and they're, we're all good. We're all fine. I can breathe now. But then you learn nothing. And there are no second serves in golf. You need to learn how to live with the pain or handle the pain if you want. So this is what we're facing now. Just short of the green. Chip shot of about 12 meters, 13 yards uphill. It's not easy. I'm going to place you guys on the other side of the pin. Now I could putt this. There's a lot of dew and wetness in the grass. Could be hard to judge, especially on the first hole. I mean, we haven't practiced any putting, which I actually never do before I play a round of golf. Right, so I got this breaker. Green is going a lot this way and that way. That's left to right for me and into it. Whenever you get a shot like this, you got to be kind of gentle because the ball is going to come in. It's going to come in like this to the pin. So it's a slider, and the slider can slide off really quickly. And also when it's uphill and wet, so the ball is going to check. You're going to get some spin to it, especially going to wipe it off and place it. So it's a tricky shot. So actually I'm going to try to get some spin off the ball by playing a probably 50 or 54 degree and let it hopefully run the last part to the pin. So of course lies are preferred in the fall. Still not sure about that club decision. Trying to find a place where there's less. That's a little worm. There you go, buddy. Watch out for the crows. I'm going to deal off the 54. The reason I do it is to risk that duff less. But the pitfall is that I will get a little bit check on it. I need to check in the right place, otherwise it's going to come up short. See that check, and now it slides off. So that was not a bad shot, just a bit aggressive. And I actually thought when it left the club that was going to be the right distance. That's not bad, but that's what it is. Not my pitch mark. I wish it was. So we got a right to lefter. I'm marking with a T, which I would not do if I would play with someone. When you play golf, the marker should be a coin, preferably a small coin, and not one of those big poker chips, which do not belong on a golfing green. Yeah, I know I'm old school. So we're looking at just over 2 meters for the par here. Pretty good break from the right to the left. Yeah, not bad. So we got the 5 out of the first, which, like I said, it was messy, but well, let's say a good putt salvaged the deal in the end. So not really bad golf, but just missing a little bit. Not saying in the wrong place, because I missed a 6 iron in the fairway. I could have missed it in the rough or the bunker, which would have made it more difficult. But all in all, we didn't lose ground on the first. Second is a par 3, and this stretch plays long. This is probably going to play about 185 yards, 190, around 167, 170 meters. So we lost the audio here temporarily for the tee shot on 2. This is a 5 iron, trying to play it a little high. It's a little tricky par 3 with the green slopes to the right, but a nice high shot should stay on the surface. Let it go a bit to the right, but it's going to be on the green. Good old sound problem. So this is a device out of battery. I have to do it this way. So this is the birdie putt. It's about 10, 11 meters straight up the hill. What I'm looking for here is just drop it close to the hole, but I never focus on that. I focus on dropping it into the hole. You got a left to right on the hill. Julie's gonna catch it. Didn't break as much as I thought, but that's good enough. If I hit a nice speed, it would be probably here. But that's enough for the tap in, and that's a good 3 on a hole that is, I mean, pretty tough. It's not 170, no wind, so that's kind. But again, it's fall season. Courses get longer. I hear it again and again. Marcus, you shouldn't carry your golf bag, but I love carrying my golf bag. I can walk anywhere, over anything. Not disturbing or doing nothing. And also in the wet grass, the trolley is heavy. Placing the bag here and just taking a stroll back to the back tees, which is a pretty good walk. Now whenever breaking down a golf course, I always look at where are my birdie holes, where are my par holes, and where are those holes in between that I call par birdie, where I can get myself a good look. Now the first is a par birdie hole. I should have gotten a look at birdie, I didn't. I got a nice par. Second is a par hole. This hole is a par birdie hole. Then we come to the fourth, it's a par 5, which is definitely a birdie hole. Though long. But here, a nice drive should leave me today between an 8 and a 9 iron, depending on the bounce. We're going downhill, but it's wet, so probably no big bounce down the hill. Let's see. Number 3, Karlstad Red. And enter that. Also 5-iron on the last. 129 length of backswing. Good numbers. 0.95 start to impact time. Okay. I like to have my phone in the pocket. Leave it there. Hopefully not too much noise from the messenger. The drive I'd usually play here is a low bullet because it's downhill. A low bullet's going to go straighter because if it goes wide, it hits semi-rough and puts the brakes on. But because of the wetness, I'm going to play a normal drive. Number 2, which is higher, gives me a bit more carry, which is what you need today. It's normal tee height, which is about half of the golf ball above the club. You can see my tee marks here on the club. This is from the tees. And my target's going to be
136.
Left side green bunker. He was off the toe. You can maybe see the mark even there. I can see it. Okay. So drawed a bit on me, but I'm going to mark that down. Now that was 136 length of backswing. Again, 0.95 start to impact. The club head speed was 107.4, so again a standard drive for me. I'm going to mark that as slightly left. If we're lucky, we're on the fairway, but it could be in the semi. This fairway is a bastard to hit. It's really difficult. You can't see the fairway from the tee, which always makes it tricky. So what you need then is a good target in the distance. Now I know where the fairway is. I know where my target is. And actually, I told you I play between the 2 bunkers. It's easier for you to see, but there's a birch tree in between those 2 bunkers. That's what my target is. So I urge everyone, don't always pick a small target. In the business, we call it aim small, miss small. The reason is that your mind has an easier time connecting to a small target than a big target. You can apply the same principles in putting. Never go for that big circle around the hole. It's nice to end up within that circle in putting, in a distance putt, but aiming for it is not smart. Aim small, miss small. Come on. So back on the back. Let's take a walk. So I haven't played my best golf. The swing feels good. And I got in the way on 1 and 2 level par, which is not a bad start. Fortunate. Got a nice little 9-iron to the pin. Set me up for a chance. And then we got the par 5. My goal is always to play, of course, under par. And the handicap system these days has gotten a bit wayward. My average this year is minus 1.4, which is a really good scoring average. My handicap is plus 4.7, which is nuts. I'm nowhere near averaging 4.7 under par. Now I know that the handicap system is not about the scoring average, but I'm old school. That's the way we always used to count it. I remember growing up, there was a handicap board in every clubhouse, all the members' handicaps. You were really proud to see yourself somewhere high up there. And when I was a junior, I always looked up to those guys. My God, he's got a 2 handicap. He's such a good player. Now, 2 handicap back then, mid 80s, late 80s, that's would probably be a plus 2, plus 3 handicap today. Different system, tougher, more responsible. I like it better because I don't like this inflation. But again, I'm old school. I don't claim to be anything else. We're on the fairway. That's a good spot. Pin is tucked on the right-hand side of the green. Ball is above my feet. You know what that means? It means we're probably going to get a bit of draw. And taking a draw to a right-hand pin is always tricky. So I'm going to try to hold it off. I'm just going to hold it off and let it draw. Let's see the distance. So we got 116 meters. It's about 128 yards. That's a good number. So 116, the green is pretty much level with me, a little bit above me. What I'm always thinking about now is carry. Don't get stuck with that number to the pin. And another number I definitely need here is above the right-hand bunk. How far do I need to fly it? Just in case I leave it to the right. The farthest edge is 110, that gives me 6 meters, but the carry I'm looking for here is 112. The green is a little bit elevated, which makes it a little bit firmer. If it were down, I could probably get a plop carry. So it's going to skid on the first bounce and then release a little bit before I get the check on it. So I'm going to play a pitching wedge. I'm going to play a normal swing. Usually I play the one piece swing whenever I'm in wedge distance, but I need the height here so I can fly it a bit farther. So I'm going to go for 115 carry. You see, I'm changing my mind as I'm talking to you, but the reason is that I want to give myself a margin. Always play for the margin. So when I'm playing the higher shot, I can hit it too far, and I'm not going to go over the green because it's going to come down with a steeper angle, landing angle. So with what did I say, 115, 114? Which is pretty much a little pitching. It's all above my feet. Slightly right to the fence. So I expect a lot of movement here. Left it out to the right. Go, go. You see, that's an excellent example. The ball didn't draw at all. It's a pretty good shot. Nice height, nice impact. Left it out to the right, and that's where the bunker takes a bigger portion of the green, so I need to fly it farther. And thanks to changing my mind into the higher shot, now I got the margin. I got the margin hitting it long. I also have the margin missing it right, which I did. So we're probably going to be on the green with a pretty good look from probably 5 meters, I'd say. But that's a good little tip right there. Give yourself the margin so you can miss, because every golfer misses all the time. The best golfers just miss them better. Side note, big divot. I told you on the warm-up that I try to pick it clean. Why do I have a big divot on the course? First of all, it's wet. It gives you bigger divots. Secondly, I'm attacking the ball slightly steeper to make sure I hit ball first. If I would pick it clean, I might catch the ground. And if you catch the ground before the ball when it's wet, you're dead. Can't do that. That's why we have the big divots. So I'm looking here at my deWiz numbers. A pitching wedge was 120 centimeter length of backswing, which is right in my slot. Like that. Start to impact tempo is 0.89, which is a little faster than I usually do. That's interesting. Picked up 19.5 miles per hour hand speed, which is I was standing over it and I felt, don't leave it short because it's fall again, and hit it a little firmer. Let's see where we ended up. Where we are, pretty much exactly what I expected. 5-meter putt, pitch mark, just at the fringe, spinning in. This is pretty much a 5-meter putt, which is nice look. Nice look, which is what I wanted. Let's see. That's exactly 5-meter putt. Pitch mark pin high, which tells me I flew that pitching wedge 116. That's a good information for me. We released 3 meters, so released a little bit more than I thought it would. I was thinking about 1.5. So good information. Information number 1 that I would put in my book if I play a tournament. Hole number 3, pitching wedge, no wind, target distance 115, I think we said that, and actual carry distance 116, and release to 119. So this information I can then look up anywhere on the golf course and see, okay, on the 3rd I had a pitching wedge, and on the 8th maybe I have a pitching wedge, and I know how far I flew it. Okay, different conditions and all, but still it's good information. By the way, all tour pros and caddies do that, so it's nothing new. Greens are actually fantastic. Usually greens in the spring and the fall are really nice because the grass doesn't grow, so they're nice and thin, not too much grass on them. We see it in a good roll. We get a downhiller, slightly right to left. This is a good look. You see I hit that through the break. First of all, I overread it. Secondly, I hit it a bit too firm. I thought the dew was going to catch the ball more, so we went through the break. You see the ball is just started to break at the very last few inches, which is what a golf ball does. But overread it. Let's go for the par. That's a nice 4. I mean, it's okay to leave it 1 meter long on a downhill putt. The old adage of never up, never in, it's always there, but then again, never focus on hitting the ball past the hole. That's the bad focus, always into the hole. So, not too disappointed with a 4 there. I had a pitching wedge, which was better than I thought, because I hit the fairway. Now we're going to the par 5, which is a birdie hole. I doubt I'd reach it. I can with 2 perfect shots, perfect drive and perfect 3-wood, but it's all about getting close for nice up and down. I'm going to place you guys here for the tee shot on this par 5, the 4th, because there's not much room behind the tee. It's just forest. I'm going to leave my phone in the bag because in the on-course mode, deWiz memory is activated, so you don't need to be within Bluetooth range. As soon as I come back after hitting my drive, it's going to reconnect the deWiz unit and the app, so I'm going to get my swing data anyhow. That's a nice little feature that you may not have heard about. Okay, I'm playing drive here. In the summertime, I always play a cut drive because it's a dog leg right, and up on the back tee, the right-hand trees are coming in a little bit. Trying to sneak it down between the bunkers and the fairway. And also there's OB left, and hitting a cut takes pretty much the OB left out of play. In this weather, I'm going to try to go for a little bit bigger drives. I'm going for my normal straight-ish drive that I usually hit. And I'm not going to reach the bunker, so that's why I don't need to play the cut. That pretty firm, a little bit to the right. Not the perfect drive. You can see I teed up, maybe you can see it teed up on the left-hand side of the tee, because again, dogging to the right, trees coming in from the right. Where you tee up on the tee is important, because there's a lot of club golfers, they tee up and they basically have a tree branch in their line of play. And what that does is that rarely makes them hit the ball into the tree. They subconsciously adapt by hitting the ball too far left if the tree branch is on the right. That's something to think about. Always look at your line, where you want to go, and just adapt your position on the tee. And the ground rule is, if you don't want to go right, tee up on the right-hand side. If you don't want to miss it left, tee up on the left-hand side. And again, it was OB left. I don't want to go there, even though it's pretty far away. But you don't want to go OB. You wouldn't never want to risk the OB. So teed up left. As I set up to the ball, I felt that my feet were slightly below the ball. I was a bit uncomfortable, and you know, feet below the ball or ball above the feet, the risk of going left. So subconsciously, of course, I compensated and I hit it right. That's a nice little reminder, because when I was playing tournament golf, Tiger Woods, of course, was the big star. And I remember listening to him when he was in an interview. He talked about the tee shot to hit, I think it was in a par 3. And he said that in the backswing, he was afraid of the left-hand side. So he compensated to the right, hit the bat shots to the right. I think the announcer was asking him about the miss on that hole. And I was like, what? He also thinks like that? Tiger Woods, the guy who wins everything and never misses? He's also afraid of left side sometimes, right side sometimes, and he overcompensates? And then it struck me, you're an idiot, Marcus. Because Tiger Woods is a human being. And we all get those thoughts, feelings. Another thing I want to tell you is every golfer has demons. Don't think otherwise. Every single golfer has demons. And it's not about having demons or not. It's about what you do with them. What I'd recommend is you just welcome your demon, take him or her on the bus, let him be on for the ride, because if you start fighting the demon, you'll never stop fighting. Okay. I was a little bit worried there because I saw that fairway bunker on the right, but I was far from that. It's a pretty good drive, but actually long enough to reach the left-hand bunker that I think I wouldn't. But so it was a good thing I subconsciously missed that to the right. So we're in the middle of the fairway, good distance, 20 meters farther than I thought I would hit it. Now, why is that? Well, I told you this morning that I felt good on the range, so my body is probably good. I go into my deWiz data. Length of backswing wasn't that huge, 137. Club head speed, though, was 110, so that's interesting. So I got a lot of speed into that shot, and then I always look, remember, the two keys for speed are length of backswing, start to impact time. That start to impact time was 0.91. That sounds like, okay, you had 0.95 on the other drives. Yeah, but 400ths of a second pretty much, especially when you come down to those numbers. And club speed was up, hand speed is up, good release numbers. Right, let's see what we got here. Put a bit of tape on my bush now because this has slope addition into it. You can't play tournaments with slope, so I just don't want to risk it. So 238 meters. I have about 230 carry in my 3-wood. Now you said you had 220 carry in your 5-wood, yeah. It's a lower trajectory so it doesn't fly as far. And I haven't played a 3-wood in the summer yet, so maybe it's probably a bit longer than that. What I'm gonna do now is, first of all, just wipe the ball off. Because it's way nicer. Nice spot. Again, I'm playing with the ball above my feet, not my favorite. Now we got 238. So basically we have a par 3 of 238, which I hope to, I don't know the stats, but I hope to birdie it 50% of the time. So we're in a good position. Pin looks like it's long, which is good, which means it's even shorter to the front. Getting the ball to the front here is the key, and just going up and down. I'm going to play a full 3-wood, not going to overdo it. And aim a little bit right, of course, to get that draw ball above the feet. That's what we're doing here. Full 3-wood. My urge is to chase it up there explosively, but don't do it. You're not gonna... That's a good discussion. My urge is to push this 3-wood all I got, because I know I can get it there. I can get it to the pin. But if I do that, and I always reason like this is a good little tip. Whenever you're making a decision on the golf course, think about the 100 rule. If I would play from here 100 times, which strategy would give me the lowest score? The all-out 3-wood, I can make it, or the normal one, which misses decently? Well, then the answer is pretty clear, isn't it? Ripping down quite a lot. You guys can't hardly see. I'm gonna readjust the camera. This is how far I grip down. I forgot to tell you that this 3-wood has a tendency to go left on me sometimes. It's a new one. I think it's some kind of imbalance, but I knew it, and this one went left. It's in a good position. Way better to approach the pin from the left than from the right here. I hit that really soft, actually. Which was good. I kept my urge under control. And they may say, well, you played golf for, this is my 47th season as a golfer. Started when I was 3. So, I was professional in '94. So, 31st year as a professional. I still get the urge, yes, all the time. I love this game. I love to challenge myself. I'm not all that much about, actually, I'm not all interested in beating other players. I don't really care. I think that's a negative focus, actually, because you get constrained. Playing the course in yourself, however, that is the biggest challenge I could get. So I kept my urge under control. I did miss it, but I missed it in a good spot. Remember what I told you, and many have said before. Bob Rotella famously, golf is not a game of perfect. Excellent book, I recommend it. So it's all about the miss. I'm out here, it's all about the miss. Very rarely you hit perfect shots, and very rarely they pay off. It's the constant good miss that pays off. So we're quite a bit short, of course, in the rough, wet uphill. But it's a good position. It's a really good position. Got 44 meters. The pin was not at the back, but I'm going to take a walk up there. Finding the carry number here is just, that's the key. You saw me cleaning my shoes there on the tee. Look at this. This is fall golf. It's nice to have some proper steel spikes. It's easy to clean, and also you get the grip. Now with short pitch shot, I don't need the grip, but it feels like I have some foam on my feet. Okay, 44 is the number to the pin. Normally I play a low spinning wedge shot, but when the rough, the low shot, okay, it's uphill all the way to the pin. Then it's going to be kind of flat and then it goes away. That's a tricky shot. You don't want to play a low shot all the way, because if I choose the low shot, maybe I would pick a carry of 38. If I would carry it 42, it's just going to go to the back of the green. Can't have that. So I'm going to play a higher shot. So that's 44 is the number. 42 is what I'm going to try to carry it. 2 meters short, vertical leap. 42 meters. The funny thing there is that distance was perfect. I missed it directionally by 3 meters. And that's, for me, it's just, it really annoys me. That's I'm not going to use that word for it. But good old Swedish expression. What you lose on the, let's see if I can find it in English. What you lose on the slides, you gain on the carousel. Makes no sense, but at least the distance was good. So I give myself a good look here. It's about 3 meters, yeah. So let's see. Now why do I putt without the glove? Because that's the way it's supposed to be, right here. There's a fine, fine rain coming down. You know, it's almost like it's a mist that's raining. Okay, we got up the hill, right to left. Now, I've been on these greens now for 3 holes. I think the speed is pretty much right there. Yeah. Now, standing over that putt, I told me this is important. You got to get the round going. And this is a great start to a round. I mean, it's proper pars, a little fighting on the first, but I'm getting that 4, that birdie here on the par 5, which now puts me in a position to be able to make a good score. So let's go to the next. It's raining pretty good now. Again, back tee is far behind. I'm gonna leave my bag on the front tees. I'm taking that walk back to the back tee. This is a decent sized par 4. The rough is quite tough here. Better to be left than right, but somehow I very rarely miss left. So I always need to be mindful about the target when that happens. Some holes you just instinctively play better than others. I usually play this one pretty good, but tee shots, if any, I miss it to the right, and I think the reason is that the trees on the left-hand side in the summertime would block me to the green. Now, not the chance. It's way too long. Rain's coming down pretty good. And the walk back to the back tees is actually nice. If you have a chance when you play a course, take a look what it looks like from the back tees. Almost always the best view is from the back tee. And there we go. Trees you see there, those trees are going to be just left of those. In summer I play over those trees. They're not high. I mean, they're pretty tall, but they're far away. Now again, if I slip, let people say, the old story, Ben Hogan, great one, inserted an extra spike right there, right there, to get a better right foot grip, because when you accelerate, you need that resistance from your spikes. Okay. The other thing I'm mindful of in the rain is that if you get the ball and the face of the driver wet, sometimes it can take a lot of spin off your shot, and it just dives. Like I said, on driving range, I wipe the ball so it gets spin. So that's something that you need to be mindful of. And I could hit this. So, no stop. Not gonna put any blame, but that was a wet ball. That was a wet ball that slid off like it just doesn't do normally. That was a pretty good swing, actually. We're in the right-hand rough, and we could be in a pretty bad shape, actually. So let's see what happens. Always got to get that ball dry and the club face dry while playing in the rain with the driver. The other clubs are fine. They spin enough. Slider means it's not slicing. It's just it started straight and slid off to the right. Ugly ball flight. So I'm the first to give my players hell if they go play without an umbrella. There's no excuse. You can't say I wasn't expecting rain, because the rain came. You weren't prepared. And apparently, I don't have an umbrella, so I'm an idiot. The one towel. Let's hope the rain stays pretty quiet. That's going to be enough. Because I don't swing with wet grips. I have never swung a golf club in tournament with wet grips. You should never do. If you do, you're not prepared. Simple as that. Okay, we got lucky. Just inside the heavy rough. And of course, in the rough, in the wet up the hill, you're not going to get any distance. So we're in pretty good shape. Lucky between just right of this pine tree here. See the golf ball there on the right-hand side? That's nice. I'd rather be lucky than good. There we go. Let's line you up. Nope. That's better. Okay. Ah, rain's coming down. Good thing we got those protective pockets in the back, so that's where I put my phone now. With my deWiz number, if I want to get back to that. We got 125, shorter than I thought it would be. We're playing up the hill in the rain. 125 would normally play a pitching wedge. I'm going to play 9 iron. I'm going to play it with a normal swing. So we're going to look at around the 120 length of backswing. Straight at it. This is a good position. Now again, 125 is the number to the pin. The number we're looking for here is 121, 4 meters short. Green is up high, which means it's firmer. It's going to kick out a little bit. So 121 carry. It's a soft little 9 iron. That's a great shot. That's a really good shot. Maybe you saw it, the ball was below my feet. So what I do then, well, it choked down when the ball is above your feet. I choked up on the club to make it longer. And I aim more to the left because ball below the feet tends to slide the ball in the direction of the hill. Ball above the feet tends to draw the ball that way. So I just aimed a little bit left and the ball was fading nicely to the pin. We could have a really good look there. I'm going to take a look at my deWiz data. I suspect the swing was a little shorter than 120. Why? Yeah, now 119. Because whenever on that slope, you don't want to make an excessive swing. You want to control your golf swing. So that was 119, 0.97 start to impact. The drive was 138, length of backswing 0.95. So very much a normal swing for me. Okay, let's keep going. For me, golf is so much more than a game, a sport. Just being alone here, I can't see anyone. I'm alone. Maybe you hear the maintenance, the green team behind me is doing its winter preparations. But otherwise than that, I'm completely alone out here, which I love. It's meditation. It's, I would say it's healing the soul, but sometimes this game makes you upset, but I still think it's healing the soul. Being upset is not dangerous. It's natural emotion when you're fighting for something. Okay, I see we're a bit long. We came out of the rough. It's always tricky to control the length, but I'm really happy with the way I played that shot. Firm grip pressure throughout the swing. I controlled the club nicely. But when I say a little long, I mean a little long. This is not a long putt. Maybe it's even pin high. It's an illusion. It's pin high. It's 1.5 meters from the pin. It's actually the left. I thought it was going to be right at it, coming with a fade. But maybe 1.80 meters. That would be, no, that 5 feet. 5 feet. I'll leave you guys at this angle so you don't get bored. Wipe the camera a little bit. Here's the pitch mark. Here's the pitch mark. The number we were looking for was 121, right? This is 1, 2, 3. So the ball flew 122, which is, of course, excellent. This is a good look. This is, of course, something I expect to make. I know the statistics, but I still expect to make it. What I mean by statistics, the average putter on the PGA Tour makes, I think it's 8 feet, 2.5 meters. So we're make about half of the putts. In my mind, I make all the putts, even though reality sometimes doesn't agree. walking off the green to blow my nose. Don't blow your nose on the green. It's not proper. Disrespectful to the game, to the green team, to yourself. Take your walk off. Downhill, right to left. Not much in it. Try to take a look from that. That's annoying like hell. That's annoying like hell. I didn't break it all. My fault. No excuses. Yeah, that's it. So that was giving one away. Hate that. I know it's a part of the game, but I'm always going to hate it. Now we're coming to a big bastard of a golf hole. It's what's it? Like 480, 4 yards, 430 meters. I'll place you guys here again because not much room behind. Whenever you have a long hole like this, urge is to just rip it. But you need to know how many more meters do you gain when you rip it? How much farther do you really hit it? For me, not much. I'm lucky 10 meters. How much worse is my accuracy when ripping it? Quite a lot worse. So I'm just gonna make a good swing, let the ball fly. We're probably gonna have just under 200 meters left to the green, to the pin. Because this is a soggy fairway. It's always soggy, even in the middle of the summer. But it's nice and wide. So give it a good drive. And people always ask me, well, how do you handle a miss, Markus? I just missed it on the last. Quite annoying. How do you handle it? Well, you just keep going. No, you don't need to breathe and do all these things. You just keep going. I know my plan. I'm just going to keep doing my plan. I know when I set out, there's going to be good shots and bad shots. Just keep going. I haven't birdied this hole yet. I've played it like 10 times, maybe 12. I would love to birdie it. It's about a good drive and a good 4-iron. That's a good birdie. Let's see what we can do. Taking the moisture away again, not risking to get one of those sliders or divers when the spin is taken off the shaft because of water. On a wide fairway, you still need to take that target. Bit out to the right. Probably the semi-rough, so not ideal, but we're good. Yeah, it's a wide fairway. When you play wide fairways, it's easy to get sloppy mentally. But with that, I mean narrow fairways, the target kind of picks itself. But wide fairways, it's dangerous. So what you need to do is be absolutely clear about your target. If you're not in a driving range and Harvey Pinnick, legendary golf coach from Texas, coached so many great players. Another golf book I recommend, Harvey Pinnick's Little Red Book. His thoughts of a life and the game.
There's some brilliance in there. He said, take dead aim. That's actually a chapter in that book. Harvey Penick said, take dead aim. And by that, he meant be very picky about your target. Again, small targets, know your target. Don't just set up and think, ah, nice, it's a wide fairway, I can just relax. Don't relax. Stick to the plan. Stick to your routine. If you don't have one, get one. Because then again, how do you handle a miss? You keep going. There's nothing to handle. Misses are going to come. Are you going to be upset? I get upset. I keep a bit cool for you guys. I get really upset. And it's nothing dangerous with being upset. Just going to get back to do what you should do. Just get back to the plan, to the game, to the next shot. So let's see here. Should be in the right-hand semi-rough. How can you miss a wide fairway? You say, well, misses are part of this game. This miss is not in a bad place. Like we said, it's all about the miss. Miss it in a good place. Let's see where we are. Oh yeah, we're plugged in the fairway. Like I told you, this is a wet one. No, in the semi-rough. Nice plug. And of course, it's a free drop. Now the plug lie through the green didn't used to be a free drop. Sorry about the noise. But us professionals, we always get a free drop, you see. The best players get the easiest rules. But now, free drop for everyone. It's the leaf blower that's making that sound. Noise here. So. It's so rare dropping from the knees. Probably gonna mess it up when I play a tournament one of these days. Drop from the shoulder height. You know, when I started to play golf, we did a drop like this. I love this drop. This is the best drop. You had to drop it like this. What you did is try to look where you were going like that. Right. See where you could. That's how you drop the ball back then. And of course, change to shoulder height. Now we're down to the knee height. Let's stop there. Let's see what we got. $188 meters. That's about 212 yards, I guess. Check my deWiz numbers. Curious about that drive because again, it felt good. And I am quite picky about how my swing feels. It felt good. The start to impact was slow. No. Yes. Yeah. 138 length of backswing. Nice transition at +1. 1 second start to impact, so way slower. Maybe I was too slow. But all the other numbers look nice. Club at speed, 106. So definitely a softer shot there. $188. That rain is coming down. The 6. 188 in the rain. I want to try to fly it 180. So I'm going to hit a reasonably hard 4-iron. All about my feet. Now it's fine if I leave it in the right-hand bunker. It's fine if I leave it on the front. So I'm just going to take it up there. But my goal here is going to be a draw, aiming it just right of the pin, and let it draw. Hit it quite firmly so I get a far there. down. That was one of those firm shots I hit on the range with the 4-iron. Chunked it a little bit, just a little heavy. If I was a bit a little higher, the club at that impact, that would have been a perfect shot. So we might be short of the bunker or in the bunker. So need an up and down here. This is the toughest hole, so up and down here is fine. Let's see what happens. Now looking at my deWiz numbers here, I can tell that I got pretty much what I was looking for. I'm taking a look at that backswing width because I was trying to get really wide on that one. I got it to 56 centimeters, which is not wide enough for me. I thought I was going to be over 60, and now I can see it's way, way short. I chunked it more than I thought. We're going to have a really tough up and down here from a good, wow, this is 40 meters. That was a heavy chunk. Interesting, I didn't feel it that bad. But that's the fall golf. It's wet conditions. It's gonna punch you really tough, punish you really hard. So now we're in for a really tough up and down here. I'll show you. What we're looking at here is, see the pin tucked pretty close to the bunker. So being in the bunker would have been really nice. If it's a short bunker shot, you just go up and down from there. Actually need to get my laser out from here. 41, from there it's 37. So I'm gonna play high lob wedge. Why did I play it high? I play it high to give myself a margin. Always give yourself the margin. So play it low. I could skid it before the green in the uphill and just skid it up there, but it's hard to judge what's going to happen. And if I leave it to the right, I'm going to be over the bunker with a high shot. So we've got 37 to the pin. I'm going to try and fly at 33. Is the number. This is crucial. I mean, I went 1 under. I'm not telling you this because this is not what players think, but this is what goes through their minds kind of subconsciously. I'm a 1 under. I missed that bird on the last. Should have been 2, which is a really nice round going. Because whenever you can get the 9-holers down to 3, you're at 66 and you're in any kind of tournament. So to keep the kettle cooking, so to speak, I need to get this up and down, and I can get a couple, 1 or 2 birdies coming in. So I wouldn't think like that in a tournament because that was kind of makes no sense. Think about what to do instead. But that's the reality of it. So a lob shot, number is 34. That looks long. Come on, down. It wasn't long, it was actually slightly short, and I hit my number. I hit the number, but the ball didn't release. Hit the number, but the ball didn't release. Now that happens. That's a really nice shot. So we got a good look at par. Side note, as I was relieving myself, or in Sweden we say hitting a 7, that's a good expression you can start to use. If you hit a 7, you know what's going on. I noticed there was a golf ball here in the ditch, and it brought me back to my junior days of looking for golf balls. We used to look for golf balls a lot. Now this was a crappy ball. I'm going to leave it for some happy soul to find. But we used to look for golf balls all the time. Actually, Pro Vs, of course, didn't exist. We're talking about mid-late 80s here. What we were looking for in the forests, in the rivers, so I said the streams, the ponds. There were big rats there, ugly stuff. And it was the dark, the water was so murky, you had to feel the balls with your hands. It was kind of scary and exciting at the same time. We were looking for balata balls. Balata golf balls was the best balls at that time. Balata cover is a rubbery compound that puts spin on the golf ball. So all up until the Pro V made its debut, it was basically Balata golf balls we were looking for. All right, this is the par putt. Now I can see I didn't hit my number. This is where my pitch mark was, and I thought it was long, as you heard. So it's 1, 2, 3.5 meters. So I missed my number by half a meter. Now, as you pitch it shorter, it stops quicker, but I picked the wrong number, of course. Should have been, instead of 34, it should have been 35. But then again, those details are not that good, but I always keep that in mind because working with numbers, golf is a numbers game, so you gotta know your numbers. This is going to be left to righter. Pitch mark dangerously close to my line, but it shouldn't do anything. Left to right, important putt. That hurts. That hurts a lot. So we're gonna bogey back to level par. Not a bad putt, just hit it. Didn't hit it hard enough. Happens. Tough hole. I mean, the field, tour field would bogey this hole probably with 4.4, 4.5 average on a day like this. Not fun, but what do you do when you miss? Keep going. So 3 holes left. Rain is coming down again, pretty good. We're at level par. We're back in the bag. Nice little uphill walk to par 3 7th, which is not a bad birdie chance, though it's decently long. It's usually around 170 meters, about 190 yards. Just like the other par 3, which I showed you that tee was next to the second. But this is downhill. Quite a receiving green. Good uphill. Pin is tucked long, bit on the right hand side. I'll wipe you guys off. It's getting really wet. So it's 167. I'm gonna fly it 165. It's a little bit in between clubs. Normally I would play a 7, but these conditions are tricky. So either it's a firm 7 or a soft 6. In those situations, I find it's usually better to go to the soft, but not always. The reason it's not a problem here is because it's downhill. The softer swing gives a lower ball flight. You don't want a lower ball flight on a uphill shot, but downhill you're okay. And of course, it's all about the landing angle. It's all about the landing angle. So I said 165 carry. I'm going to 6. I need to carry it shorter because it's going to land flatter. So I'm thinking 163, which is a small 6. The ball flight I'm going for is very straight each hold off. And the hold off, of course, is just not letting the hands, the club face release too much, but just releasing it with the body, holding it off. 63. That hold off, that was a great shot. That hold off actually faded a little bit on me after there's a little wind there, but that was a good shot. Looked a little short though. Let's see what kind of look we get. I can't see the ball from here. I used to, but I can't anymore. So it's going to be a surprise, even though I usually know pretty well where the ball is. Let's see. We're walking. This is a pretty steep downhill right here. Good tip here. When it's wet, especially in the fall, be careful because this gets slippery. And I'm happy that I have steel spikes. Still, I'm walking down these slopes very slowly because I know there's also dirt underneath my shoes. So I've seen many people slip. Usually you're fine because you're falling on grass, but sometimes you're not. You see, my ball is what I feared, a little short. I was actually last time I played here, the pin was in a similar position and I hit a 6, pitched it right next to the pin. It wasn't raining then. It kicked off just over the green, so that's probably what affected me here. I hit it a bit softer than I should have. So let's take a look at that hand speed. What kind of force did I put into the golf shot? It was a 124 backswing, so pretty short, which is fine for that shot. 0.97 start to impact, so not very slow. No, downswing hand speed 20.5. So conditions probably tougher than I thought. That was actually a pretty good swing, and the pin is at the back. It's quite far back. Okay, we got a decent sized putt here. 8 meters. All right. Placing you guys behind the pin. Hopefully, you'll get a nice view of the ball rolling into the hole. Where's the ball? There it is. Okay. I always putt without the pin in because I think the hole looks bigger. Don't know if it is. Now, I read lots of studies and I've seen lots of posts about it's better to putt with the pin out than in because the hole is bigger. For me, it's just a feel, and that feel is important. This putt will be slightly downhill, not moving a lot sideways. Let's see what we got. So the ball released less than a meter. That's one malcalculation. Thought it was going to release 4-5. Got a slight right to left breaker. Now, 2-putt, of course, is good from here, but I never think about 2-putt. I think about the 1-putt to keep my mind aggressive. Not a bad putt. A little faster than I thought it would be. All right, I had to change telephones because the memory was full in that one. So there we go. Return putt. Now, I don't pay a lot of attention when the ball passes the golf hole to see the break coming back, because the reason is really that, well, when the ball passes the hole, it has more speed, and the break's going to affect the speed most when the speed is dying off. So if you have a longish return putt like I had, 1.5 meters, the break is going to be most effective where I'm going to start my ball if I'm looking at the break coming that way. I hope it makes sense. And then also the reason I do it is I've never done it, and I think I don't really need to do it because you can see the break anyhow. I'm rambling. Let's go to the next. I've got two shortish par fours left. It's all about the driving and the wedge on these. Driving is not easy because there is bunkers on this hole, there's water and bunkers on the next. But a ball in the fairway, when you get to wipe it off and place it, it's going to be really good wedge position to these greens. So even though I think I should have been a 1 or 2 under, this is where we are, and we get a good chance still to post a 2 under with a couple of birdies finishing. This is a dog leg to the left there. So bunker need to fly is at about 236, I think, 240 meters. My normal carry is 240, so I need to hit it a little harder because 240 today is going to be 250, so I'm going for a little more power in this one. Another reason I go for power here is that I can miss it to the right and I can miss it to the left. I'm going to be okay. So what I do when I want power, again, this pull off the golf ball. Let's see, look at some backswing hand speeds here and some club speed. But still, you got to pick that target. You got to be picky about the target. Let's hit the ball before it gets wet. Firm grip.
141.
Missed it out to the right, but in a good spot. That's fairway. That's a good miss. And how far did I miss it to the right? 8 meters. So when I speak, it feels like more, but I had to think there. Catch myself because it's not far off the target. I could hear the length of backswing was 140. Let's check in. Now you're on the same phone as my deWiz is, so I can't really record and look at my data at the same time. So I'll be right back telling you about all that swing data. Okay, so I looked at my swing data. Good swing. I checked up on my max backswing width. It was 64, which is where I expect it to be. Club speed 109.5, I think. So it's up there, it's good. I increased those 2 miles per hour, hitting it a little bit harder. Not a bomb, but just a little bit harder, getting an extra carry. Length of backswing, you heard it. Start to impact time was 0.96, so we're right there. Hand speed 21.4, so we're all good. And that carry can be steep anyhow in this rain, in these pretty cold conditions. So let's get up there, wipe the ball off, and be very, very picky about that wedge. Now I can see that I'm actually right next to that bunker I was trying to fly. So a good thing I missed it to the right. Then again, I was off center. So, but I still think it's a steep carry today. It's a steep carry. That's a good thing when you have an object that's in the middle of your landing zone or the middle of the fairway, which is the same thing. Aim for it and rip it and hope to miss it, because that's usually what you do anyway. So it gives you more margin of error. Just to aim for the hazard and hope to miss it. If it's not of course if it's really big, so it makes sense. But that's a good little tip. Okay, here we are. Aerated fairways, as should be. When I shoot with the laser, I hold my hand like that so they don't get water on the lens. And also shoot a couple of times. I mean, press the button a couple of times when it's raining, because sometimes it hits the raindrops and you get the wrong distance. So it's way farther than I thought. It's 131. It's up the hill, so I would say it plays 134. 135 is a 9, because I'm going to fly this all the way. The green is sloping like that's a huge slope on this green. This is a bit like Augusta National. So I got the choice of a one-piece 8-iron, swinging it dead hands, little spin, going to skip forward, not back up a lot, probably going to keep it relatively straight, or a full 9. The pin seems to be on the front, so I need to play that full 9. What I mean by need, I get that margin, I can fly it and back it up. I can fly it longer. If I fly it long with a one piece, I'm gonna have a downhiller, a long downhiller. And if I fly it too short, it's gonna stop right on the fringe. So we got 134 with the flat carry, which is a good 9-iron.
Oh
my God, I thought it was perfect. It was a really good shot. Came up short, spun down the hill. I can't really be that upset. I mean, it's not the birdie chance we wanted, but it's a good swing. It's a good shot. I just underestimated the conditions. So we're short. Good shot, good swing. 118. We heard the length of the backswing was. Should have hit it firmer, but we have a chance still. Usually I'd probably be more upset than I am. The reason I'm not upset is I can feel the swing is good. The swing is there in place. So when I do, I know it's a matter of patience. Just patience, because I know my game is a subpar game. So if I just keep doing what I should, not getting ahead of myself, not making any stupid decisions, I will be getting my chances. Now, I'm only playing 9 today, so I only have 1 hole left after this. Good chip shot chance, though. A little tricky one, but we have a chance. And then the last hole is a driver and a wedge. So I'm going to give this chip shot a chance to drop in. You don't want to leave yourself any long returns on a sloping green like this. But I'm really happy about the way I hit that 9-iron. I can see now it pitched 6 meters short, 7 maybe. So yes, it was misjudged, but those things happen. I think I should place you guys somewhere there. This walk up to the green that you see professionals do is quite valuable. Walking up to the hole, I felt that the green is way firmer than it was, and it's down here on the fairway. This is soggy. Of course, there's some elevation change here. I shouldn't do this on the fairway, but it's okay regarding the leaves. I'm going to play my 58 because you can see there's some new irrigation you can see there. They just laid in, and I need to fly that. So what I'm thinking here is pretty much like the first hole. Chip up the hill where you're going to get a skid. And by skid, I mean that the first bounce is going to be quite fast and long, and then the spin is going to act. So slightly left to right break, or should be. From here it looks like straight, but I know it's going that way. Gave it a chance, pushed it a little bit. Not a bad shot, and it's a nice little return of about a meter. There we go. Less than a meter. I don't know if you guys can see the slope here, but the slope is just unbelievable. There we go, sorry. Now, of course, chipping for birdie is more difficult than putting for birdie, but it was a good chance. A little right to left breaker. Now, you hit these firm or soft. I don't know. I think it's preference. I just like to hit them normally, whatever that is. So there's the guy with the leaf blower. He's in another 9-holer. I think they're also blowing away this dew, rainy stuff off the greens to get the fungus away. Because there's no temperature, there's no sun, there's no wind, so what happens then when it's moist? Fungus sets in, and gotta protect the greens. You guys are doing an excellent job. Had a terrible winter. Greens have been really good from midsummer and on. Of course, season is short here in the middle of Sweden, as opposed to Ljunghusen, where the season is all year round, normally. And of course, the links course is way drier than an inland course. All right, last hole. Should I say that I do make a lot of birdies on this hole, or should I not? Well, it's been said now. Downhill, 350 yards. But there's water on the right-hand side. And the tee shot is tricky because there are trees blocking the fairway, so I need to play a draw or a soft enough drive that I play it short of the water. Of course, I could play 3-wood as well. Never done it. Let's see. The water is about 230 meters. I bring both driver and 3-wood actually. Hole number 9, the red course, Karlstad. If I can give you my view. See if it's possible. So my view from the tee would be somewhere there. I'm going to lift the camera to that. So yeah, so the middle of the fairway is at the edge of this forest here. So the middle of the fairway is somewhere here. The water starts out there, so I need to curve it around unless I hit a 3-wood. Never done that, so let's play 3-wood. It makes the tee shot way easier. Instead of having a narrow fairway with one bunker, the water in play, I'm playing a 3-wood now, which I'm talking to myself and talking to you. It makes no sense to play driver here normally, but it's been successful, so let's play 3-wood. The tee is sloping like that. The tee is bulging, so we don't want to tee it out there. Normally I would tee it out there to get a better angle to the fairway, but because of that slope, I didn't want to put the ball so much above my feet, so teeing it in the middle of the tee. Then I hit a draw. There's a birch tree right there in the middle of the pond, left-hand side of the pond. I'm going to hit it on that and draw it off that.
135.
That's one of these. That's one of these. You can't hear it. Added to favorites. That was probably maybe the best shot of the day. That last 9-iron was really good. It was just misjudged. Anyhow, it was a perfect shot on the birch tree, drawing into the middle of the fairway. So usually I have about 80, between 55 and 80 meters after my drive. And now I'll have, I guess, 100. Let's see. Length of backswing was 135. That shot was maybe just little bit low. Average speed, or maybe average. We'll see. So that's one advantage, knowing that you're missed with the club, like I told you on the fourth. My miss with my 3-wood is that overdraw. So here, I used that to my advantage, as I wanted the ball to draw. Then again, playing a driver in the rain, you know, it's hard to catch the ball on the face. It slides off because of the water. Playing a draw is a risky business. So I'm really happy about that choice of clubs. And that shot was actually longer than I thought it would be. I'm short of that fairway bunker I talked about, of course, but I'm almost as far as the water. You also think about lunch when you approach the clubhouse. Don't know what lunch. In Sweden we have today's special, always today's special, which means that there's one dish where you get a drink, coffee, and a salad included in the price, which is, I think, awesome. I don't know how many countries have that. So you, golf courses managers, get the day special to your members. It's awesome. And it's also a talking point. Okay, we're in perfect position here. We are in perfect position. Let's see. $91 meters. Rain has stopped. How far do I fly this? 80, 88. So I'm going to play one of my one-piece wedges. One piece means restricting wrist movement. So you can feel like that. It's not going to be swung like that. This is my 54. And I'm going for a 120 length of backswing. And I'm going to change that to an 89 meter carry. Two meters short carry.
Length of backswing 119 centimeters.
That's right at it. That's a really nice and tight wedge shot. I think it almost flew all the way to the pin. Let's get that divot. I love the quiet of the golf course. No leaf blower. There's no other people here. That's the best thing about the rain. Feel too bad for the restaurant owner though. He's gonna sell less today's specials because there's no people here. Usually this is a crowded golf club. So we did stick that really close. It's a nice 54 target, 120 length of backswing. I can talk about it forever. You got to learn your length of backswings. You're gonna hit wedge shots like this. Okay, I was talking about the 2 meter short of the pin carry. I misjudged it, but what you lose in the swings, you get back in the carousels. Remember that. I misjudged the 9-iron on the last in the wrong way. I misjudged this one in the good way. So that's, thank you for joining me these 9 holes. So as you know, the final score was 1 under par. I'm pretty happy with the round, especially the way my game feels, the way the swing feels. Feels like I got the club under control, like I talked about on the range. I want firm grip pressure, not to lose the control of the club, the elite player's problem. Should have been, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking it should have been 3 under, but that's the game. 1 under is not bad in these conditions. And it's actually, look at a 9-hole perspective, it's below my scoring average, so that's good. What I'm gonna do now is gonna have lunch. Today's special, let's see what it is. And I'm gonna look at my deWiz data. I'm gonna go through every shot. Let's see if I can find shelter for my bag. The rain. Looking through my deWiz data, especially looking at those numbers that I talked about on the driving range. Length of backswing transition, start to impact tempo. Those are keys for me. Yeah, thanks for joining me for these 9 holes. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.